Last week, Minions: The Rise of Gru, the latest entry in the Despicable Me franchise, released in theaters. So now it's time to rank all 5 Despicable Me movies, from the worst to the best. Coming in at last place at number 5 is Minions. Now, let me clarify, I like this film just fine. I don't hate it with a burning passion like a lot of other people. I still think it's really fun, has a lot of great slapstick, has great performances from Sandra Bullock and John Hamm. It's just that compared to the other films in the franchise, it's the least interesting. It feels a bit like a cash grab, albeit an amusing one. I'm still entertained by it. I think it did what it set out to do pretty well. It's just that the other films higher up on this list, plot-wise and humor-wise, are just a bit stronger. Number 4, Despicable Me 2. As far as sequels to animated films go, this is a pretty strong one. It continues the story in a great way, with Gru now being a spy working for an agency dedicated to taking down villains, while also doing his best to adjust to his new role as a father of 3. I think the love story between Gru and Lucy was done pretty well, and really my only major gripe with the film is what they do with the Minions. This has the same problem as Cars 2, where they took the comic relief character and expanded their role a bit too much in the sequel. They do get some laughs, but having them give an entire subplot just feels like filler, and they didn't really know what to do with them, so they do get old a bit too quickly. But it's still a pretty solid sequel and entry to the franchise. Number 3, Minions: The Rise of Gru, which really should have been titled Despicable Me: The Rise of Gru, as unlike the first Minions film, the Minions, though they do get a lot of screen time and in some scenes a bit too much screen time, the film, as the title implies, really focuses more on young Gru, making him essentially the main character and keeping the Minions the supporting cast. Plot-wise, it's a lot more interesting than the first Minions. It has wildly creative new characters, it captures the time period of the 70s and 70s spy films really well, and still keeps all the Three Stooges-style slapstick humor and visual gags you expect from the Minions. While it doesn't completely reinvent the wheel with this franchise, it's still highly entertaining and provides exactly what you expect. Number 2, Despicable Me 3. Out of all the movies in this franchise, I think this one has the most interesting and funniest villain. He's a child star from the 80s whose show got canceled when he got too old, so as a result he's seeking revenge against Hollywood and is also perpetually stuck in the 80s. He provides the biggest laughs of the film, and I wish they'd done more with him, because I don't think they took all the jokes related to this concept as far as they could go. Instead, we get a dumb subplot about Agnes trying to find a unicorn, which is nothing more than filler. But the main plot about Gru and his brother also provides a lot of fun and heart. It was almost the best. It was so close to being number 1, but it has a few too many subplots that hold it back just a bit. And coming in at first place is Despicable Me. When this movie was coming out, the marketing for it was very unclear. The first trailer was just the first few minutes of the movie about the pyramid getting stolen, and then a few months later they come out with the teaser trailer where it's just a minion playing with a toy. And it was very confusing as to what this movie was actually about, so I didn't really know what to expect going into it. And when I saw it, I got a very sweet, heartfelt, somewhat original movie with vibrant animation and a lot of heart. The movie's wacky, has a ton of great jokes, gives the main character a great arc, and manages to find a genuine sweetness. So it comes in at number 1. So go ahead and share your ranking of the Despicable Me and Minions movies, and I will see you next time.